Welcome back to another video, everybody. Today we are finally going to be reviewing the throttle controller that we just got done installing last video. Now, if you saw last video, you saw how simple of a mod this was really to install. Like, it literally took us no more than 10, maybe 15 minutes max to get this throttle controller installed. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say this mod is a must. For under $200, honestly, there is no better mod for this car, and I'm pretty sure anybody who has one of these will agree with me that, like, this thing changes the car completely, man. It's awesome. So, I'm gonna run you guys through all the modes, settings, and features, and then I'm gonna show you guys how this thing works, and then we're gonna take it out on the road, and I'm gonna show you guys just how big of a difference this thing actually makes while driving. Now, I'm really hoping that this thing is going to show on video just how big of a difference it makes, but basically the best way to explain what this thing does is just imagine having your car in first gear and giving it gas, and then imagine having your car in drive and it feeling like it's in first gear at all times. Like, when you put down your foot, it actually responds instantly, and it's so sick, man. So yeah, let's go ahead and hop into talking about all the modes and features and everything about this. So I mounted my throttle controller, like the little interface thing, right here on my dash. Now, the reason I put it there is because for some reason, I'm not gonna lie, the 3M tape that comes on the back of this thing is not very sticky. It would not stick over here. It would not stick over here. I had to put it on a flat surface where it would not fall off of, so that's why it's there. This thing has 5 different modes. Well, I guess 6 if you count this one right here. So this right here is basically off. Now, this is just letting the car drive as if this thing was not even installed. Like, it just feels like the stock car. Now, next up, you have the HA settings. Now, this is basically just the mildly aggressive settings for manual drivers. So you have 1 through 8 or 1 through 9, I want to say. Let me see, that's 8. Yeah, so you have 1 through 9, obviously 1 being the least aggressive and 9 being the most aggressive. After HA is HH, and this is going to be the much more aggressive setting for you manual drivers. Now, this one works the same way. It has options 9 through 1, 1 through 9, whatever you want to say, 9 being the most aggressive, 1 being the least aggressive. Now, for what I would recommend driving in if you're a manual driver, really, it's just going to take messing around with and seeing what you like the most. But yeah, there's plenty of options to mess around with, so I'm sure you'll find something that you like. Next up, after HH, is FA. Now, this is where the automatic cars come into play. So if you have an automatic, you're going to be using one of these 2 settings that I'm about to talk about. So FA has, like I said, 1 through 9, 9 being the most aggressive, 1 being the least aggressive. This is not what I used. I use what is next, actually. I use FH5. Now, it just defaulted to that, which is kind of strange. So I guess it like holds your settings in each mode or whatever. But yeah, like I said, I use FH, and this is the most aggressive option for automatic cars. Now, my car, when I turned it on after first installing this thing, it came on FH6, and immediately I noticed a major difference. Like, the thing was so touchy, it was crazy, man. And I turned it down to FH5. That's what I think I like the best. The pedal just feels the best, and yeah, it's really awesome. The last mode we have here after FH is EC. Now, that is for eco mode, and basically eco mode is pointless. Like, it makes your car really slow, honestly. Like, you can't even go wide open throttle, and it does not feel right. So I would just not use this, honestly. It just makes your car slower. But yeah, it's there if you want to try it out, I guess. So now that we have talked about all the modes, settings, and features of this thing, let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat and take this thing for a spin so you guys can see just how big of a difference this thing actually makes. Now, honestly, I'm not sure how noticeable this is going to be in video because, like, after all, it only affects throttle response, so like you can't really see that or feel that in video as like you could in person. But I'm gonna do my best to show you guys anyway, and that's why I really wanted to test the 0 to 60 times, but unfortunately we can't because it's soaking wet outside. So yeah, like I said, let's go ahead and jump into the driving now. So, to start out, I don't know if you guys can see here, it started in the last mode I left it in when I turned the car off, which is eco mode, which I don't want to drive in. So, to start off, we're going to start driving with this thing off. So basically, the car is going to be driving as if this thing were not installed, as if this were a stock Genesis Coupe 3.8. Now, I'm going to leave the car in drive because that is where I think that this thing shines the most, is like in drive. Like, it just makes the car a different car, like I said. So yeah, let's go ahead and drive with this thing off in drive. So immediately, like, I've got the pedal down and it's not going yet. Like, it just, it feels so much different than driving with it on. So like, really, in drive, the RPMs stay really low. Like, for the most part, under 2,000. If it gets to 2,000, it shifts and drops back below 2,000. I'm gonna do a little bit of wide open throttle down here so you guys can hear it. But yeah, the car just feels so much more sluggish without this thing on, honestly. Like, this is the first time driving with it off since I've had this thing installed, and it really does feel a lot different. Like, that was close to probably 1/3 throttle, and it did not even kick down hardly at all or anything. That was about 1/3 throttle again, and as you guys see, it really does not do that much in drive. Do a little pull right here. And yes, obviously it pulls when you put your foot down all the way, but just wait till you guys see how it sounds and how it acts with the throttle controller turned on. All right, now like I said, I don't know if you guys can see, but now we are going to throw it back into the mode that I enjoy driving it in, which is FH, and then I like the 5 setting on the FH mode. So yeah, let's go ahead and take it for a spin now in FH5, and you guys, I'm pretty sure will instantly notice a difference on how the RPMs and just how the car acts in general in drive. So yeah, put it in drive, now just watch this. Like, it's so hard for it to pick up in video, but like, oh my god, it just feels so different. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You guys got to get one of these for yourself, trust me. Like, I'm giving it less gas than I was before, basically, and it just feels right, man. It really just feels so good. Pretty clean old Mercedes 380 SL. Like, look, I'm not giving it any more gas than I was giving it before. I'm honestly probably giving it less gas than I was giving it before. And like that right there, when it shifted down, I barely tapped the gas pedal down harder than I had it, and it kicked itself down automatically. This thing makes your car liven up so much. It's so sick. Like, you pretty much just stay in higher RPMs. Like, it's awesome. I don't know how to explain it besides telling you guys you gotta try it for yourself, basically. And obviously, if you put it in manual mode, it's that much more touchy. Like, first gear is like, it's insane, man. It'll break your neck if you're not careful. Try to do a little pull right here. Man, this thing, this is awesome, man. I love this mod. I'm pretty sure anybody who has one of these probably loves it just as much as I do, and will tell you that you got to get one of these for yourself. Oh yeah, can't forget about this. Neutral. Turn the AC on. For some reason it does it better with the AC on. I don't know why, but look at that. Then you turn the AC back off. Not as many pops. That does not make sense, but it's funny. All right, everybody, hopefully off that POV little drive right there we just did, you guys can actually tell how big of a difference this thing makes, because man, like, it's honestly mind-blowing. Like, I never expected this thing to make that huge of a difference, and basically all I gotta say about this thing is, yes, it is 100% worth it. For $140, there's no better mod, and you gotta get yourself one of these as soon as possible. Like, you will love the car 10 times more after installing this. Like, it's honestly probably the best mod you can do on one of these cars, besides possibly obviously an exhaust. But really, that is going to wrap it up for this one, everybody. I just wanted to give you guys basically a full review of the Xtros Potent Booster 6 drive. Now basically there's a few different kinds of these, like there's an 8 drive one and so on and so forth, but they're basically all the same. The 6 drive just happens to be the one that I got. But yeah, if you guys like this video, do not forget to drop a like and subscribe. Peace out. I will see you guys in the next one.